Here we are. This is Serge Bogosian with the Western Conference first round prediction video. What's going to happen here in the first round in the Western Conference? The Western Conference is wide open. The Western Conference that is basically is a bunch of teams that all struggled at the end of the year. You look at a team like, let's see, who struggled? Winnipeg. Winnipeg Jets are not the Winnipeg Jets we thought they were going to be. They got in the playoffs, but they only won 4 games in their last 10. The San Jose Sharks, they did win their last couple of games, but they had like a 7-game, 8-game losing streak in the end. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, I apologize, basically had a very tough time in the last part of the year. No one's running away with this Western Conference like we saw in the Eastern Conference, Tampa Bay. It's wide open. Any one of these teams can win. Any one of these teams can get out of this. But let's go ahead and make our first round prediction. So we're going to start with the upset special. All right. So the Calgary Flames are going to face off against the Colorado Avalanche. The Colorado Avalanche were the last team to sneak into the playoffs, you can say, but they only lost 1 regulation game in their last 10, which was the last game of the year, which basically did not mean anything. So they are going to the playoffs on a high. Their goaltender, Grubauer, is on fire. That's what you need in the playoffs. And they're facing off against a team, Calgary, who had a great year. But again, Calgary, there's one thing in the playoffs that you need. The one thing in the playoffs that you need is a playoff Stanley Cup goalie that's going to get hot and win you games. And I don't think Calgary has that in Rittich and Mike Smith. I don't know. I think Rittich is going to be starting. I don't see it. Calgary has some great offense, some great back-end players, but I like Colorado. I like the way the Colorado Avalanche finished off the year. I like the way maybe they're going to be on a high after tonight when I'm taping this. In about an hour, we're going to see the lottery winner. I don't know if they won or not. You might see this. When you're watching this, you might have already known what's happening with the lottery. But I like it. The Colorado Avalanche will upset. My upset special of the playoffs, the Colorado Avalanche are going to upset the Calgary Flames, and they're going to do it in 7 games. It's going to be a long, drawn-out series. Colorado's going to come out on top. Now, the next series, ironically, Vegas, the gambling establishments in Vegas, picked as a pick 'em. It could go either way. These are 2 solid teams. This is a team, Vegas, who went to the Stanley Cup final this year, and they've improved on their players in Pacioretty and Stastny and a whole bunch of veteran guys they added. But Vegas Golden Knights have been struggling. Fleury did not play much in the latter part of the year, in the latter couple of weeks of the year. Is Fleury going to be the Fleury of last playoff, or is Fleury going to be mediocre? Because we've seen Fleury be mediocre in the playoffs in the Pittsburgh days, where he was not the regular goalie that won the Stanley Cup for them. Matt Murray took over. Now, I don't know. If Fleury is Fleury, like he was last year, Vegas does really well in this series. But look at San Jose. San Jose is just stacked. They finished the season very bad. Basically struggled to get in. Not struggled to get in, but they had a huge losing streak, but they missed a lot of their guys. Pavelski was injured for a while. Karlsson missed a ton of action, maybe the last 15 to 20 games. Erik Karlsson is the key here. Erik Karlsson and Brent Burns are 2 of the top defensemen in the league. Brent Burns had a phenomenal year on the back end. They have some firepower up front. Hurdle, Pavelski, Thornton, Sorensen, LeBanc, Meyer. These guys are going to be a firepower up front, and that's going to be a tough team to beat. However, the one question mark we have with the San Jose Sharks, and we've had with them all year, is Marty Jones. Marty Jones, I believe, is of all regular goaltenders, had the 2nd worst save percentage. Something like an 893 or something, and that's not going to get the job done. If you're going to have an 893 save percentage in the playoffs, your team's not going to go very far. But however, I think Marty Jones can pull through here. I think the San Jose Sharks offense is just too strong. If they get anywhere near what Erik Karlsson, if they get 100% Erik Karlsson, this series is not going to go very long. Karlsson is a huge player here. I really like the setup of the San Jose Sharks. They've been here before. They went to the Stanley Cup final with the core of this team, and they want to win a cup here. So the San Jose Sharks are going to win this series, and they're going to win it fairly. I don't want to say easily, but they're going to win it in 6 games. So I take San Jose in 6. Nashville, Dallas. So Nashville is, again, one of these other teams that we thought they were going to be a powerhouse like Tampa Bay maybe in the Western Conference. They did win the division. It took them, I think, till the last game of the year to win the division. They did win it. They have an amazing team. Pekka Rinne has been a great goaltender, Vezina candidate. However, Pekka Rinne has had issues in the playoffs. And if Pekka Rinne has issues in this playoffs, they're not going to go very far. But I don't think, not a huge fan of what Dallas has done. I think Dallas is a decent team. I know they got some decent players, but we're going to go with Nashville. Nashville has, you know, the home advantage here. Playing in Nashville, Tennessee, in that barn is just very difficult to get by. And we're going to go with Nashville. And we're going to go with Nashville very easily to win this series in 5 games. Now, the last series we're going to talk about in the Western Conference is a very interesting one. We got the Winnipeg Jets, and we got the St. Louis Blues. So this is a contrast of two teams. Winnipeg Jets dominated beginning of the year. The St. Louis Blues looked like they weren't going to make the playoffs. St. Louis Blues looked like they had a good chance at Jack Hughes. They would be getting ready for the lottery tonight as I tape this. But the St. Louis Blues were one of the top teams in the NHL from January. I believe they were the 3rd best team in the NHL from January on. At one point, the St. Louis Blues were last place in the NHL in early January, if you can believe that. From that to a 99-point season, finished 3rd in the conference, tied with Winnipeg in points. And then, yeah, it's just a phenomenal thing. Their goalie, Bennington, has been on fire, and that's what you need. You need a goalie on fire. Connor Hellebuck, great goaltender. The experience in the playoffs, Bennington does not. But, you know, Bennington, I think, is going to be the difference here. I like what St. Louis did in the offseason. I really like I like the addition of Bozak on defensive forward. He's great at faceoffs. I like Ryan O'Reilly. Obviously, the guy's a beast. He's a monster. And the Winnipeg Jets. What are you going to get with the Winnipeg Jets? Patrick Laine is an unbelievable situation. So Patrick Laine scored something like 11 goals in 5 games, and then since then, he has scored 11 goals the past, I believe, 60 games of the year. This is a guy that at one point they were saying, oh, he's better than Matthews. He's a great player. The guy is not, he does not give it all the time. If he doesn't score, he's useless. He doesn't play good defense. He's not a good presence. If Patrick Laine is not going to score goals for you, Winnipeg Jets are not going to go very far this year. However, this is going to be a very close series. I'm really looking forward to this. I love the fans of Winnipeg. I love when they do the whiteout. And but I like St. Louis here. St. Louis this is basically a team that was playing amazing in the beginning of the year against a team that's playing amazing going into the playoffs, and has just been on a tear the second half of the year. So I like it. I like a team that's going to peak in the playoffs, and we see that throughout. You know, we see a team like Toronto did not finish well. We see a team like San Jose did not finish well. Vegas, we talked about. Tampa Bay is the exception. They basically won it all. Now, some people will argue when the games are not on the line, the team does not do as well. Maybe that's the argument for Winnipeg. But I really like St. Louis here, and I'm going to take St. Louis Blues to win. Maybe the best round. Even though I picked Colorado to go 7 games, I think this is going to be the best series in the playoffs in the first round, especially from the Western Conference. So I'm going to go with St. Louis, and I'm going to go in 7 games. I think St. Louis Blues are going to pull the upset, and they're going to win this series. So there you have it, my Western Conference preview. And I'm not going to do a separate video on my Stanley Cup prediction. I will go round by round in the next round. But as I said in the first video, in the Eastern Conference video, the team that's going to be winning the Stanley Cup this year is the Washington Capitals. I'm going against the grain. I'm not picking Tampa Bay, but the Washington Capitals are going to win the Cup. And this is a little bit of a tidbit here. I got this courtesy of our very good friend Mary in Vegas. Gave us this beautiful bottle of wine, Vegas Golden Knights, and I'm going to be drinking this bottle of wine with my wife when the Vegas Golden Knights are eliminated. So, as I predicted, that's going to be 6 games into the playoffs. there you have it. The Western Conference prediction: Colorado in 7, upset. San Jose in 6, Nashville in 5, and St. Louis in 7. Make sure you follow me on my personal page, Serge Bogosian, on Facebook, obviously FHT, Fresno Hockey Talk, where I will be doing videos throughout the season, the playoff season. This is the best time to be a hockey fan. The playoffs are here. We're going to go all out for 2 months. Who's going to win the cup? I want it to be the Toronto Maple Leafs. I really hope it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm going to pray that it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I don't know if we can get through Tampa this year. So it looks like Washington and Tampa is going to be fighting it out in the semifinals. So there you have it. Watch my Eastern Conference video. Serge Bogosian, I'm the hockey guru. I'm looking forward to drinking this bottle of wine in 6 games. Have yourself a great playoff and enjoy the games, ladies and gentlemen.